Hi guys, welcome back to another video in the Cup Angle. Today I'll be talking about the issue with Wirtz in the start of his Liverpool career, but I'll also come on to why I think he'll prove out to be a great buy nonetheless. So with that said, let's get right into the video. I hope you'll enjoy. So yeah, as I said, let's get right into it. Obviously, we all noticed the price tag in the thumbnail, which I think is something that you fun us a lot about, but I also think the people in the football community need to stop hating on him just because of the price, because he hasn't necessarily been bad in the start of the season. He just hasn't produced the goals and assists, which I think people rate a lot about, because I also think that us Liverpool supporters and just Arne Slot and usual, it would have been the same if it was Klopp. We need to get used to having such a technical player in the midfield. Obviously, Jürgen brought us a new midfield in his last season, but we haven't had such a creative player probably since Coutinho, in which Wirtz is. So I also think that we should take that into consideration, because the talent is obviously there. He has showed that numerous amount of times for Leverkusen and for the German national team also. So I think people should calm down a little bit. Obviously there is some pressure with this price tag, although Wirtz says here that he doesn't think about the price tag, he just wants to play football and it doesn't matter how much money they pay him. But I know that he says this, but his haters will always come on to him because of the price if he doesn't score goals or something like that, which I also think is quite harsh, because he has so much talent, and I think he will prove out to be great. He just has underperformed a tad bit, but he obviously hasn't played bad. It's just the goals and assists that are missing. His movement has become so much better in the last few games, especially against Burnley. And Everton, he didn't start though, but I think it was necessary to give him rest, because we also played against LFC in the midweek that time. So yeah, why I think he'll be worth it. Obviously, we all saw his brilliance in Leverkusen in that unbeaten season. He scored so many goals. Also scored in the match in which he won the title. I think he scored hat-trick in that game. I don't know if that's true, but obviously he's also very great in the Champions League, and he can prove to be very great for us. And obviously he probably also could play left wing or right wing if Salah gets injured, or just because of AFCON probably, or play left wing if Gakpo doesn't perform that well. But there also is a slight issue that we have Ekitike, who also could play left wing if Isak takes his front spot. But I guess we'll only get smarter as the season progresses. So yeah, why things haven't clicked yet, I simply just think it's because he hasn't the goals and assists, but he's played quite well. Obviously, his movements are becoming better and better for each game. Obviously, it's also something quite different to playing in the Premier League compared to the Bundesliga, but he has the talent, and maybe it's just the teammates who aren't used to him, because as I said before, it's a whole new type of player, such a technical player as Wirtz. You could probably compare him to Coutinho based on his technique, because we've been used to having players like Wijnaldum, Henderson and Fabinho in that midfield. Obviously in the last 2 or 3 years we've had McAllister, Soboslai and Gravenberg, but he still is an all-out Kane. None of the others probably are that, now that Soboslai also gets rotated at right back. So I just think we need to wait on it for it to click, because he obviously has played very well for Leverkusen, as I also said before. But he used to play left-sided cam, I probably call it. You can see this was his heat map from the last Bundesliga season. He's mainly on the left side of the of the opposition's field. Does not move that much on the right. So what I think we should do is play him more left-sided, which we also do obviously, because this is now his heat map against Atletico. Obviously there isn't that much to take on, because he didn't play a full match and it wasn't that great match in general, but we can see here that he is mainly on the left side. But I'm very excited to see Wirtz gel 100% with the team, because I know his talent is there and we just need to unlock it. But nonetheless, our team has gotten such an upgrade this summer. we have signed so many great players. So I'm so happy that we finally unlocked John Henry's wallet. But obviously another great thing is that he has brought the Leverkusen spirit with Frimpong, and with that is what I mean. In that invincible season, obviously taking the Europa League final out the way, they scored so many late winners and last minute draws, which was insane because now in basically every one of our games, just taking the Everton game out of the equation, then we scored our winning goal in the final 10 minutes of each game, and obviously also some of them in added time, which is both a great and a bad thing because it's not good to let the opposition back into the game all the time, which we have done both against Newcastle, Bournemouth, and against Atleti, also Southampton. But it's never great to let them come back to the game. So what I hope we bring in the next couple of weeks and months and for the rest of the season is more comfortable wins, because I don't think any of us likes the fact that we win late each and every time. But obviously a win is a win, and we've won every single game this season, taking the Community Shield out of the way. But that's obviously just a pre-season tournament, basically, or pre-season final, if you may say so. But obviously last year we shouldn't forget that Wirtz had the most man of the match awards of any player in the UCL last year. He got 5, and considering they got knocked out in like the round of 16 Leverkusen, then that's so amazing because he played so well in that league phase. Obviously he didn't. He probably got tempted in the game where we won 4-0 against them, where Luis Diaz got a hat-trick. He was obviously on the field that day. He just felt the Anfield magic, and I honestly understand him. It's also a huge step for him to take to Liverpool, and I'm happy to have him here. So obviously, what do we expect in the coming weeks? I think if he just continues to work as he has done, then everything will be good. Now we just need the rest of the team to link him better up in some situations. There obviously were some times in the past few weeks where him and Isaac have run into each other in a finishing opportunity, but when things like that stop happening, then he will be massive for us, delivering assists and goals probably every game or every second game at least. That could be very great. And if he doesn't provide that much, then he can still be very great in the link up, which a lot of players have had success with in the past. But obviously that was my take on where to start at the club. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to like, subscribe and share with our Liverpool fans. Till next time, peace.